prior communication, Paige is not going to be able to be with us today, but he did send to me some comments that we can talk about. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the previous two meetings, but the chairman didn't prepare the minutes because he forgot. So that'll move to the agenda for the next meeting. And moving right along, the discussion of the draft report for the fiscal 2018 budget. And I guess just to kind of kick it off, I'll mention a couple of comments that Paige had. They were mostly correcting my bad grammar and punctuation and spelling. So I won't go over those. There was one comment in on the first page for comment one. The 1, 2, 3, third line toward the end that starts out, without challenging the need for the $20 million program, the committee believes that the amount of time and study required to approve such a program, and then he inserts the phrase, with expenditures of this magnitude, da-da-da-da-da. So he's just putting more emphasis on the fact it's a pretty big deal and probably should be thought about by
Makes
itself.
sense.
So
Yep.
unless you have a problem with that, I'm going to inject that.
Yep,
And
makes
then
sense.
the, although I sort of implied it, Paige suggests actually at the end of that comment or at some appropriate place where we say that we're going to suggest they talk about the budget and then separately talk about that $21 million program and the thought that we ought to keep moving ahead on that $21 million program to flush it out, get more detail on it. He suggests actually making it more specific by saying that we make ourselves available to help prepare a separate capital budget for the utilities, for the P&L cash flow and balance sheet for that, which I think is a good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, that's okay.
Because I think that that and focusing on whatever it is the council thinks that they want in addition to what they already have from Richard as far as specifics of the project. But it's the biggest ticket item
Oh,
we've
yeah,
seen in a long
definitely.
time, so I think it's appropriate to suggest that we move ahead on it quickly. Other comment Paige had was no, those are just grammar things. So that was his main input. I don't know if either of you, Will or Tim, had any additional omission, anything I omitted or you didn't.
Well, I thought you did a great job with it. I couldn't think of anything
All right.
that we didn't talk about.
Before we vote on whether or not to accept it as modified, I'll tell you again what my thoughts are on going forward is that if we approve this, then it would be my plan, not necessarily tonight, but sometime tomorrow, to create the final version, which we would have approved here, and circulate it to the mayor and one or two of her staff and to all of the council members, in addition to the city clerk, because it's essentially a council document. And, the council will do with it what they will do. Now, there is a council meeting on Monday, and I would make the offer, if you have any intentions of talking about it Monday, that whoever of us that would be available would be happy to come over and respond to questions that they may have. I know it's not much time between Friday and Monday,
Right.
but if they do have a chance at least to read it and they want to ask questions, we could be available if you'd like that.
Yeah, it'd be a good idea during the work session,
Okay. What time does your work session start?
typically 4:30.
4:30?
There comes Paige.
Oh, good. Paige, we were just talking about you.
Yeah.
You're the one that caused all the trouble,
Yeah.
adding all that stuff.
I already read through your comments and suggestions.
Okay, good.
Everybody thought they were good.
Good. Good, thank you.
Okay. So the work session, is Monday at 4:30, and we were talking, Paige, about the idea that for any of us that would be available, the council has a work session on Monday, and by then they'll have had a chance to read the final report.
Okay.
And that if they wanted to ask questions at the work session, to the extent we could be there. I think I can be there, and want, you others want to attend, that'd be great too, and we can respond to questions and discuss that. All right. Okay, so,
Is that in the Dell Champs room, Rob? Where'd you have your work
The
session?
work session will be in the council chamber.
they
In
do
the
them-
chambers?
Yeah,
Okay.
they do them council
Okay,
chambers
all
now,
right.
yeah. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to accept the draft report with the modifications already discussed to be our final report to be presented to the city council.
Move that we adopt the report as modified in our discussion and submit it to the council for approval.
Okay? Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I call the question. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Being none, motion carries. So I will prepare the report and forward it on to the council and the mayor and staff. And then consistent with the comments that Paige made and comments already in here, I think it would be appropriate for us to start digging around and working on helping prepare a capital budget for that big utilities program. And so I'll do some investigating and then get back to you guys and so that everybody can have a hand in doing the work. But let me do some of the initial spade work to find out what everybody's preference is on how to proceed.
Chuck, I would like to make sure that I understand between that study that we saw that's in the book here
Mhm.
versus the 21 million,
Mhm.
I'm still a little fuzzy on that. Is that included? Is that part of that? Or is the 21 million completely different?
The 21 million is the 21 million listed in the budget book.
Okay, so that's part of that. That's that same 21 million?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah.
Just want to be sure I understood. There wasn't an
Yeah.
additional 21 million.
No,
Okay.
no. But one of the this has to be approached from a variety of angles, not the least of which is to find out from informal discussions with city council whether they're comfortable with the projects as written to the point where they actually consider going ahead with it, or do they want more
Exactly.
detail?
Yeah.
And if so, what kind of detail do they want, so that we don't, any of us spin our wheels?
Yep, good.
Okay?
Yep, I agree.
All right. The final item on the agenda was public participation. We have one public here. If you would like to participate, this is your time.
Just thank you to each of you all for volunteering to do this. It's not an easy task.
Well, we appreciate you coming over and watching how the sausage is made.
I haven't seen the ingredients yet.
Jim, any questions? Okay, all right. Would you like me to send you a copy of the final?
Would you?
Yeah, well, more than happy to. Are you still at that address I have? Okay. Robert, any comments, questions? All right. Would anyone like to go home?
So your process then will be to put this in a final form, submit it to the city council and the mayor, and
Yeah.
then seek input from those parties before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At Monday's work session.
I'll be out of town Monday, but
That- That's all right. Well, there'll be at least one of us
Yeah, you
there,
could-
so
yeah.
that'd be fun.
Chairman?
Yes.
Would you feel comfortable maybe giving us a 30-second executive summary of your findings in the report, just so that we don't have to wait till Monday or whatever to see? what
Well,
the
I
evidence
can just send you a copy of it. Would that be,
are. Well, that'd be lovely too.
yeah,
Include me. Judge.
okay. Well, let me see here.
Yeah, it's pretty, it's a really
Let
nice
me,
detailed report.
Let me make sure, I've got Jill's email address, and James, what's yours?
Richard.Johnson, and I'm the
Just-
Fairhope Al. Additional spelling,
Yeah,
Not sure.
okay, at,
fairhopeal.gov.
AWL?
Fairhopeal.gov.
Oh.
Some people are still comp, so you gotta make sure you give the right ones.
Mike?
Michael.Henson, Hinson.
Michael dot H
Hinson,
at,
at what Richard said.
at that, okay.
Fairhope Allen.
Special sites.
Okay. All right. That'll do it.
Okay,
We're adjourned.
good.
All right.